I'm sorry. I'm hiding because I'm ashamed of myself. Because I said I was gonna come back the next day after my last upload and I never showed up. Forgive me?
Some people, they may envy you. Follow you on Insta just to pre you. The way that go chat rubbish, chat rubbish.
Hey, my beautiful danties. How are you doing today? As for me, I'm doing fantabulous. Thanks for asking. Today is another African food mukbang and a story time. Immediately I said story time, my heart actually skipped a bit because this story is so sad. And y'all know I always like to put a smile on y'all's faces. But today I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me that I'm telling you this story because it's kind of sad. Today we're gonna be eating ogi, yellow ogi, which is pap in English. It's made from corn flour. I'm gonna be pouring in here. So, and this right here, what you know about this right here? This is peak milk, baby, the most popular milk in Nigeria. And listen, way back then, only rich people drink this, okay? But they also have the powdered one. This is Nigerian condensed milk. This thing right here, delish. It's sweeter than your mother's breast milk. Pour the milk at the bottom first, like that. I'm gonna pour some in there. Oh God, did you know? Look at the satisfaction out of this. Oh yeah. Monini, monini. Modeji, modeji. After that, I'm gonna pour more, even more milk on top of it. Baby, what you know about this right here? And then what I'm about to do right now, some people will say this is ijakuje. Yes, I usually put peanuts in my ogi. Just like you put peanuts in your gari, I put peanuts in my ogi as well. They say this is ijakuje lele, but you don't know what you're missing. I know I'm weird, but hey, this is just how I love to eat mine. We're gonna be eating this with... Oh, I'm not eating my ogi alone. I can't drink my ogi alone. We're gonna be eating this with moin-moin. Moin-moin alata. Let's pray. Some have food but cannot eat. Some can eat but have no food. We have food and we can eat. Glory be to you, O Lord. Amen. Let us food, O Lord. In Jesus' name, those that do not have, provide for them. Those that do have, continue to provide for them. And let this video bring a smile to someone's face today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let me show you close and personal. Oh, I love my ogi thick, man. Look at all the peak milk. And of course, this is the moin-moin. I already showed you guys how to make this. So this is basically a leftover moin-moin that has a fish and egg in it. I'll put the link on how to make this in the description box. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Open your mouth. Ah. If you have not tried peanuts with your ogi, you're missing out. The ogi back home is usually like sour, just makes it delicious. But the ones over here, no. And you know what's even more funny? What's more weird? This is what I do. So, I take some moin-moin, I dip it in my ogi. I pick it up with the peanut. Oh, a lot of Nigerians are probably mad right now the way I'm eating this. And then I eat it. Oh, the spice and the deliciousness of the moin-moin with the creaminess of the ogi and the crunchiness of the peanut. This taste, you can't find it anywhere else, okay? This is out of this world. So, the story I'm about to tell you all today is a super story. The life of man and son is official. Money, money. There is this show back home called Super Story way back then. That usually when this show is happening on TV, the road everywhere is usually quiet, dead, because everybody is in their mama, their home, their friends, their great-grandparents, their concubines, anywhere they might be, they're stuck to the TV. Gets the attention of a lot of Nigerians, you know? The song that I just sang right now is the intro to the show. Now, a lot of people way back then didn't know the lyrics to this song. So the only part most of us know is a super story. So when it comes to the super story part, because that's the only one, you know, the weird moment where you go to the club and you don't know the song they're singing, you only know one lyric out of the whole song. So when it comes to that one lyric that you know, you sing it out loud just to pretend like you know the whole lyrics. That's the same with the super story song. When they're singing it, you'll be hearing, this is a super story. The lemon in it saying, it's official. You'll be hearing people sing jargons, nonsense. Oh my God, I'm crying, literally. There was one time we were doing a competition of who knows how to sing the song. That is when actually everybody too, the secret came out that y'all don't even know the freaking lyrics. You be hearing nonsense. Oh my God, that's funny. Good times. It's official. Oh my God. Fish are called fishers of many. Fish has nothing to do with the song at all. I don't know where everybody calls the fisher. Fish. I'm dead. Good times, man. Good times. I'm literally crying, y'all. So, there is this lady who okay, this one keeps looking at me. Match-made her best friend and her brother. Now, let's call her best friend's name Jade. Okay? So, Jade went out with this guy, her best friend's brother. On the first date, when the guy wanted to pick up the check, she was like, "Hey, don't do that. I'm gonna pay myself." Happened the first date, and you know, some guys, like, when you do that, you actually step on their ego, because a lot of guys like to be in charge, especially if they're the ones who ask you out. And this pertains more to African men. The second date, she did the same. The third date, she did the same. One day, he couldn't take it anymore. As they got into the car after the dinner, he was like, "Why do you always do this? Why do you always embarrass me?" In front of the waiter. Like, "You're stepping on my ego and I don't really like it." And she's like, "Listen, I don't care if you like it or not. I'm going to keep picking up the check every time we go out, because if I start letting you pay, I feel like you're going to be controlling me. The time that guys control me is over." Blah, blah, blah. She got really mad. Excuse me. When he got home, he was so grumpy and angry, and his sister was like, what happened? Did she do it again? He's like, yeah, she did it again. She won't let me pick up the check. And you remember that she was their matchmaker. She's like, please, better talk to your friend, because I don't know why she does that all the time. But it's not even as bad, she picking up the check. But the thing is, she gets angry easily. She's easily irritated. Temper issue, anger problem. Like, why is she always in her feelings? And the friend was like, and his sister was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna talk to her. When next I see her that, surprisingly, this girl wasn't like that initially, honestly. That it was just all of a sudden recently that she started changing, you know? That obviously if she was that kind of girl, she would never have matchmade her brother to her best friend. Like, obviously, she would probably not even be her best friend if she had that personality from the start. Meanwhile, when this was happening in his house, in her house too, this girl, because she lives with her parents, she's the only child. She's about 30 years old. They're well-to-do people. And also, she is also doing good with her life. She's an MD of a company, managing director. This girl got home from the dinner. Her dad and mom was sitting at the dinner table eating. She didn't even say hello, hi, sir, ma'am. She just walked past them into her room. And her mom was like, what nonsense. She told her husband, like, what is wrong with your daughter? Why is she's been acting so weird for the past few months? Like, what's up with her? The father was like, please, let me eat my food in peace. Oh. I want some water. So her mother went to her room and she was like, what happened to you? Like, why are you acting this way? If there's something wrong with you, please tell me, let me know. Talk to me, I'm your mother. And she's like, what's her name again? Jade. And Jade was like, really? You're my mother? So now you actually care? Now you actually want to act like a mother? Like, do you actually really care about me, or you're just pretending? Please stop pretending, mother. And she was like, what do you mean I'm pretending? I really love you. Like, I care about you. It's just that I've been busy being distracted by your father. And she's like, yeah, of course. Why am I not surprised? Of course, you're always distracted. And the mother was like, no, it's actually not like that. Ooh, that's fire. Look at that car. My gosh. Is that a Ferrari? I don't even know what that is. I love cars, by the way. Love cars. Anyways, so this is a distraction when you sit outside. I think he's cheating on me, and I'm trying to catch him red-handed. That's why I've been busy, being distracted. Anyway, he was still like, Jade was still like, I don't care, mother, just please get out of my room. So the next day, I thought she's a manager, she's a MD of a company. So apparently she's also the boss of our best friend. So our best friend works with her, but since she's the MD, obviously she's the boss. She was your guy at the top. So when she got to work the next day, her friend was like, Jade, my brother told me what happened again. Like, why do you keep doing this to him? Like, don't you love my brother? She's like, yeah, I obviously love your brother, but the way things are going, the way he is acting, like, she might end up not loving him anymore because she doesn't like guys controlling her, telling her what to do, trying to pick up her check and blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, I'm a shinko. This girl is she's in that boski. Her friend was like, I didn't know my brother was that controlling. That I'm sorry, but I'm gonna try to talk to him. That same day, her boyfriend came to visit her at the office. This same guy. And immediately he walked into her office. She was like, what are you doing here? He didn't even say hello. He's like, can I sit? Like, no. I ain't no sitting for you here. Like, what are you doing here? Did I invite you? Oh my God. She was so rude to him. She didn't even let him sit down. She sent him away. Like, get out of my office. Again, he sulked. He was sulking. He sulked to his sister. I've fallen in love with this girl. I really want her. And his sister keeps saying, like, don't worry. Just give her some time. Something is going on with her. Like, we all don't know what is happening. So, one day, Jade was sick and she couldn't go to the office. So her best friend, who was also working under her, I think she was a secretary or assistant or something, came to her house to like bring the work to her. You know, at least she can work from home that day. So that same day, because she was sick, obviously, her friend told her brother, which is her boyfriend, right, that oh, Jade is sick, she's at home. So he went to visit her at home. Hey. So as he was there talking to her, because he was sitting outside the house, they have this beautiful big house, because her mother apparently is a politician, so they got money. So I was busy talking to her outside. That's how the father drove in, and immediately that he saw her father was coming, I was like, oh my God, your dad is coming. I really don't want it. I didn't want him to meet this way. I wanted to come, you know, and actually come introduce myself to him properly. Anyway, immediately the father stepped out of the car. Oh, below. He went nuts on that guy. Like, no, get the heck out of my house. Don't let me ever see you again. Remember, she's the only child. She chased him like a dog. So when this guy left, she was mad. She called her mom and her dad. They had kind of like a family meeting. Like, I don't like how you chased my boyfriend out. Like, that was so wrong. Like, I'm an adult. I'm 30 years old. You have no right to chase whoever man I bring to my house like that. And if you guys are not careful, I'm going to move out of this side and pack out. And then her mother too was like, yeah, Tony. Let's say her father's name is Tony. Yes, Tony. Like, you have no right to chase your daughter's boyfriend or your daughter's visitor, whoever the heck they might be. You have no right to chase them out like that, like a dog. She's an adult. You don't want her to get married. You don't want her to get settled down. You don't want her to date. And as she was saying this, Jade was turned to her mother like, thank you, mother. But listen, if I wanted somebody to talk to me, or if I wanted somebody to plead on my behalf, it's definitely not you. I'm like, yeah, Ogbelew. Chineke mo. And then she walked away. Why does this girl hate her mother so? So that same night, her father went to her room. They're like, listen. And immediately her father was stepping into her room. She was like, what do you want? Oh my God, this girl. She's just rude and angry and all the time. She can't stand any of her parents. Father than you, mother than you. He walked into the room and I was like, sir, dad, please get out of my room. I don't want to talk to you right now. So dad was like, whether you like it or not, I have to talk to you. You're my daughter. And let me tell you, that guy, you better tell him not to come to my house no more. And she's like, you have no right to tell me what to do, you pathetic bastard. I was like, yeah, Mugbe. Mo shorire o eleda mi mo dupe o. Try that with an African parent, they will cut off your head. They will knock your head. It will restart back to factory settings. Of course, the mother tried to talk to her again. She chased her mother out again. Anyway, so one day, and remember, her mother is still trying to find out who her husband is cheating with. Because this guy, the father, Tony doesn't show his wife, that is Jade's father. Tony doesn't show his wife love and affection. Anytime she tried to hug him, he wouldn't be like, don't touch me, kind of thing. He didn't want to see her at all. So all his actions is why she kept thinking that he's seen somebody. And so while all of this is happening, that daughter is acting crazy, rude, and all of that stuff, this woman is still trying to find information from everybody. She even went to their gate man one day. Like, have you ever seen Tony with any girl? Or when I was not home, did they bring any girl home to this house? It came to the point that even one day she turned the whole house upside down just to find proof of who it is that this guy is cheating with. And as she was busy doing this, the husband walked in. Tony walked in. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, I know you're cheating on me, so I'm trying to find out who the heck these people are. And if I find out, I'm going to shoot both of you in the head. And she was like, listen, what made you think that I'm cheating on you? And even if I'm cheating on you, what makes you think I'm not even going to tell you? I will tell you. And she was like, what? So the mother started also feeling depressed. She's like, she's losing her daughter as the day goes by. She can't get through to her. Her husband too, she has lost her husband. Like, everything is just a mess in the house. So meanwhile, they have a family doctor. One day, her dad and the family doctor sat in the car and had a conversation. And the father was like, have you spoken to Jade? Have you convinced her of what I asked you to convince her of? Like, is she gonna do it? Did you talk to her? The doctor was like, yeah, I did speak to her, but I don't think it's right. And I don't think she wants to do it this time because she's an adult. Okay? But the father was like, listen, Tony. Tony was telling the doctor, like, listen, doc, if you don't convince her to do what I want her to do, know that you're gonna be in trouble. And I'm going to report you to the police. Because he was blackmailing the doctor. Because as time goes on, you will know why. And the doctor was like, it's been 25 years now. And you're still blackmailing me? Like, it's time for you to let me go. Tony was like, no, you're not going anywhere until I tell you you're going. So, tell her, convince her to do what I asked her to do. Or then you're going to be in trouble. So the doctor called Jade for a meeting just to convince her of whatever it is that her father wanted her to do. Because I was like, what the heck is it? Like, I'm becoming anxious. Can you guys tell? Can you say it? Because I want to know. You're making me crazy. And she was like, listen, your father really wants you to do it. Because if I don't do it, if I don't convince you, your father is going to kill both of us. And she was like, never in your life, doctor. Never in your life ever tell me that anymore again. As she was about to walk away, he tried to grab her. She gave him a dirty slap. She slapped the heck out of him. She slapped some senses back into him. I'm like, this girl is not only rude to her parents, she's also rude to the doctor, boyfriend, everybody, even our assistant, our best friend, our work. So she walked out. So remember that her father chased her boyfriend out of the house when he came to visit her when she's sick. So she went to visit her boyfriend in the house for the first time. He was shocked. He was like, you've never really visited me before. He and his sister, he was so surprised, like, what are you doing here? So like, well, she came to apologize to the man, the boyfriend, that the way her father treated him, kicking him out of the house. It's like, you understand? Because I mean, like, she's the only child, so maybe perhaps that's why her father acted that way. And then he goes, does your father usually act like that to every man that comes to visit you? That's how she gave him one dirty look like that, like, excuse you? She didn't say anything. She angrily got up again and walked out. I'm like, this girl has issues, oh. And then his sister walked in. And he's like, what happened? Like, well, I only asked her what if her father usually treats her boyfriends or strangers or people that come to visit her. And she got mad for no reason. And his sister was like, well, you shouldn't have asked her that. But then he was like, what do you mean I shouldn't have asked her that? Like, she's my girlfriend by this point. Like, shouldn't we know each other? Like, why can't I go visit her home? I want to know why I was chasing away like a dog. Like, you weren't there when I was chased away. And she was like, yeah, I know. Calm down. We'll talk to her. So anyways, they eventually settled their disagreement. That is Jade and her boyfriend. And then one day she told her boyfriend to come, please take her out to her hotel. He was like, that's new. You never asked me for that. But anyways, he came to pick her to go out to that hotel. So when he got to her house, obviously she was out. She looked beautiful. He was complimenting her and whatever. And he was like, okay, let's go. And as they were about to step out, that's her father was like, where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're taking my daughter? Didn't I tell you before not to ever come here again and take my daughter out? But her father got so mad. He literally turned into a lunatic. Like, he was about to beat this boy blue and black. He got really mad. And the mother, because her mother too was home then, she was so shocked as to why the father acted the way he did. Like, is there more to this? Like, what is happening? And the girl was like, I freaking dare you. She was showing her father. Like, I freaking dare you to stop me as I'm going right now. If you dare stop me right now, you will see what will happen to you. Oh, she doesn't respect her father or mother, anybody at all. And it was just one big drama. So she dragged her boyfriend and was like, let's go. So she eventually left with the boyfriend to the hotel. So when they go to the hotel, and she was like, yeah, thank you very much. But now that you brought me here now, can you get out? He was like, what do you mean I should get out? You told me to bring you to a hotel. I brought you to a hotel. And now I brought you here? You're asking me to get out? What's the point of you asking me to bring you here? And she's like, yeah, I know, but I just really want to be alone. Like, she's been going through a lot and she just needs time to herself. And her boyfriend was like, listen, I've had enough of this nonsense. Like, first of all, you wouldn't even tell me why your father is acting like that. Each time I ask you, you'll be mad. Why is your father acting the way he's acting? He's like, listen, if I step out of this door today, I am never coming back because I've had enough. You can't confide in me. You won't tell me things. You treat me like shit. And as he was about to step out, she called him back. She was like, please don't go. He's like, so you're ready to talk now? And she's like, I'm pregnant. I was first like, Nibo, where, how, what? Are you married? Because they have not done it. He's like, but how? We've not had sex yet. Have you seen somebody else? She's like, no, I'm pregnant for my father. Oh, below. He was like, what? That's how she started telling him the story. That's how she opened up. So he said apparently that it all began when she was 5 years old. So her father stopped working and he lost his job. Her mother is always gone, chasing her political career. And she's always traveling abroad, traveling to Dubai, traveling everywhere. And since the father has lost his job, he was left at home to take care of the daughter. This kept going on till she was 5 years old. And one day he was reading her a bedtime story, and after he slept, something got into freaking his head and he raped his daughter. And he himself, Tony himself, called the doctor, this same doctor that the family doctor, called him to come check on her because she was bleeding non-stop. And then the doctor came to check on her and it told Tony that somebody definitely raped this girl. They need to look for that person and report them to the police. But the way Tony was acting like disoriented and stuff, he figured out that Tony did it. And he's like, how will you do that to your own daughter? He was so shocked. I can't be part of all of this. I'm going to have to place you over to the police. So I'm calling the police right now. And as I was about to dial the number to call the police, he's like, listen, doctor, if you dare report me to the police, I'm going to expose you. What you also did. Apparently they were in medical school together. And the doctor gave a patient a dosage or some kind of medication that ended up killing the patient because it wasn't the right medication. But then he lied that he didn't do it, but Tony was there when that was happening. So that's how the doctor back down from calling the police. So this kept on going till she was 17, and she got pregnant at 17, and she had her first abortion at 17 by the same doctor. So it kept going on. This girl kept getting pregnant, and they kept aborting it. So one day when she got into university at the age of, I think she was 21, still in university, one of our friends took her to a seminar, a child abuse seminar. So at this point, because our father had brainwashed her since she was 5 that what he's doing to her is actually right. It's normal. It's just a way that a father shows his daughter love. In her head, she thinks it's normal until she went to that seminar. And she realized that, oh my God, what my father is doing to me is wrong. So one day, our father was about to come start his nonsense again. She actually refused him. That, listen, Dad, you need help. What you're doing to me is not right. I just realized it's not right. Because when she was younger, our father actually convinced her at a very young age that she should never tell her mother. But whatever day she ever tells her mother is the day she betrays him as a father. He will bribe her with cookie, biscuits, every good thing, everything she wants. He will spoil her, buy her everything, even as a child. Like, don't you ever tell mommy. Remember, this is the love shared between me and you. That's why she didn't open up till she was at that age of 21, and she refused her father for the first time. That day that she refused him, she beat her blue and black. That was actually the first time that he ever laid his hands on her. He beat her so bad that she passed out. And while she passed out, he still raped her. He went to throw her in a dark room for 3 days with no food. The third day, he will come there again, touch her and tell her that, oh, don't you ever deny me ever again, and don't you ever try to tell nobody or try to confront me that this is what will happen to you. I will lock you up in here for longer. I will beat you all over again. She was so scared after that day. She couldn't open up to nobody. So as she was in school one day, you know how you have schoolmates, classmates, and you have an assignment. So she brought one of her classmate home one day to teach her one of the course subject. Her classmate is a guy that she brought to the house to help her with the homework. Oh gosh, I think they were just sitting at the dining table working together. She was laughing, they were cracking jokes, and she was laughing. While she was busy laughing, her father walked in and saw that how much she was having fun. So after that guy left, her classmate left that night, he took her and beat the heck out of her again. The same torture that he tortured her when she refused him, she tortured him again, even worse this time. Like, listen, nobody has the right to love you. Only me. You can never date. I am your everything. I'm your father. I'm your lover. I'm your everything. So one day, when her mother come home from her political runs and career, she wanted to open up to her mother because she couldn't take it no more. So her mother was sitting in front of a computer working. And then she's like, Mom, I want to tell you something. And she's like, listen, Jade, I'm busy right now. My political can call. Immediately she was busy saying this, her father walked in and was like, leave your mother alone. She's busy. Whatever you want to tell me, tell your mother, tell me. And after I'll tell your mother. And the mother was like, yeah, whatever you want to tell me, just tell your father. Your father will eventually tell me. Right now I'm busy. It took her away and like, listen. And he was telling her as they were walking away. The mother wasn't paying attention to what was going on right in front of her nose. Because as they were walking away, they were still right in front of her. Her father was telling her, his daughter, Tony was telling his daughter, like, look, she's too busy right now. She doesn't care about you. Anyways, so they kept aborting her child with the same doctor. So the last pregnancy she had, maybe the 4th or 5th pregnancy, the doctor realized that if she did abort that baby, she was gonna die. Was the one she was carrying presently while she was telling her boyfriend. So apparently the meeting that her father and the doctor were having was him telling the doctor to convince Jade to abort the 7th pregnancy. And the doctor was like, I can't tell her, and remember, if she aborts it, she's gonna die. So she opened up, she said all of this, she told her boyfriend everything. This went on for 25 years. So while she was saying all of this, you couldn't fathom the extent of suffering she'd been through. So apparently that night that he came to her room, she called her father a bastard. He came to warn her about her boyfriend, because she threatened her that if she doesn't leave that boy alone, he's gonna kill him. And if she doesn't let him have his way with her, that night he was gonna kill him still. So after she told him all her story, her boyfriend planned a meeting with the doctor. When he got there, he was so mad. When the doctor saw him, she was like, what is he doing here? If your father sees you with... The boyfriend gave him a freaking dirty slap. The doctor... That guy was just chopping slap from left and right. And listen, if you don't help us bring this man down, we're gonna finish you. And all this while too, the doctor really hadn't had a peace of mind. He's been losing his mind. Karma has been literally biting his ass. He had no peace of mind for the last 13 years. If you even see how the doctor looked like, it looked like... Even though he was a doctor, he looked like a beggar. So after she told her boyfriend the whole story, this guy went down on his knee and proposed to her right there at the hotel. She's like, are you okay? After everything I just told you now, and I'm pregnant for my father. You still want to marry me? He's like, yeah, I still want to marry you. I truly love you. I'm like, wow. So when she left the hotel and then went back home, her mother was like, Jade, what is going on? Like, oh, so after 25 years, mother, now you care? Everything has been happening under your nose. My body was changing. I was growing as a woman. I had my first period. You didn't know. You didn't notice. So involved, indulged in your political career. Then as she was busy saying this, her father walked in like, what is going on here? She was like, this man right here, your husband, had been molesting me for the past 25 years. I am pregnant for him. I told her everything that he had been doing to her. But the crazy part is, and she blames herself that she didn't open up. She didn't speak up. My camera keeps dying because it's under the sun, so it keeps overheating. The saddest part for her is she wished, even though her mother didn't listen to her, she wished she had actually opened up to somebody. She regrets that she kept quiet all this year. She blames herself for keeping quiet. So please, anyone out there who's going through an abuse, please don't keep quiet. Please speak up. Even if none of your family members are listening to you, there's some numbers in whatever area, whatever country you have, and even if it's 911, you can call. There are people out there that want to help you. And remember that even if you go through all of these things, your life is not over. Suicide, taking yourself out, it's not the only option. You get the help that you need, and you're gonna be better, and you're gonna overcome it. But please do not keep quiet. Please speak up. If you think you've been maltreated in any way, please speak up. So anyways, as this was going on in their living room, the doctor and the police came in. They came to arrest the father. And the father was like, what? You're bringing the police to arrest me? You remember I have your secret with me? He was arrested. The doctor was arrested. 25 years, she was eventually happy that she could open up. And because she's been traumatized, the psychological effect was still bugging her so much. Like so many times they will be in the living room playing or having a discussion and she will be gone. She's presently there physically, but she's not there, So and then our boyfriend did see that what was happening, and she was also worried about her mother. Like, what is going to happen to my mother now? He's like, I don't know, but what I know is that this coming week you need to see a therapist because it will help you a lot. He hooked her up with a therapist that really helped her, and she was able to get her life back. Ended up losing the pregnancy that she had for her father. So yeah, that is today's super story. Please, I'm begging you, I'm gonna say it again, if you're going through any kind of abuse, please do not keep quiet. Try to speak up. Try to speak to somebody, a therapist, your pastor, your elder, your neighbor. If you think nobody's listening to you, keep speaking up. Eventually you get the help that you need. Because that's what Jade kept saying. Like, she regrets keeping quiet after all these years. If she knew that she was going to get help, she probably would have been delivered faster, So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, until I see you, remember, life is what you make it. # positive vibes. Only. Love you guys. Mwah.